Please, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, guys. We are now in the office. We've upgraded a little. I've got the microphone on me. So now we've got our fully assembled AX-160, as you see here, and this is what it comes with in the box without any accessories, minus the seat. If you wanted the lowest cost option, AX-160, it would not have a seat and it would have all of this. This video is gonna be about putting the accessories on this that are probably gonna be on 90% of all of these profile rigs here. So what I've got next to me here, I'm gonna go through them really quick as I see them. We've got all of these products are made by Extreme Simracing. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. We've got our ESR cable tray, shifter mount, e-brake mount. We have our PC tray, we have our TV mount, and we have our keyboard and mouse. I opened up 2 boxes, just like the last video. I didn't want to cheat, but some of the boxes were unlabeled, so I had no idea what I was walking into and wanted to have at least 1% of prep. If you guys watched the last video, I had very minimal prep. I wanted to go through the process of this as if someone was putting this together. Part 2, things I recommend, guys. If you have the ability to elevate this on a table, please do. It is a lot easier to work on this if you have it at about waist height right here, so that you could be working on it like this, or you're gonna be like we did on the ground servicing this thing. The tools that you're gonna need for this are gonna be a 6mm Allen. That is gonna nearly dictate probably 99%. There were 4 screws that had a different Allen that were inside here. I'm not sure if we'll be using any flatheads like the ones that hold the steering column on, but 99% of this is gonna be a 6mm Allen, and you guys definitely wanna use a zip gun, or you're gonna be, as I said in the last video, it's probably gonna take you 7 to 8 hours your first time. If you don't have a zip gun, you're probably gonna be about 10 hours into the install. Proficiently, you can probably do it about 3.5 to 4 if you build a second or third one. I'm gonna start, we're gonna get on the tripod here. I'm going to lay these boxed out to see which one I want to start with. And as always, I'm going to not prep anything. You know, whatever comes out of that box is what comes out of the box. It's what you see. ESR hasn't done anything special for us. This is what you guys get. So whatever the customer gets is what we get, and we want to give you guys that raw feeling. Let's get started. I got some brain cells here. We got a table from outside. We're gonna be opening up the shifter box, and if you guys have stayed around this long for part 2, I really appreciate it. Not really exciting, no action. This is more just an instructional video and kind of showing you guys the parts that you'll be receiving if you're concerned about the quality of what it looks like, or you know, you're really curious of how to put this stuff together. So we have our shifter, and we have some instructions here. Looks like we've got another rail. Packaging is great. Everything is protected. We've got a bunch of accessories in here. Everything's gonna be a 6mm. We got some T-nuts, more 18x16s, some end caps. The plate, this should be relatively quick here. So let's read the instructions, and if we need to assemble anything, we'll do it right here. Go just a little more forward. Boop, boop, boop. So e-brake's gonna sit right there. We'll angle the e-brake right there. Okay, so I got some, I upgraded in brain cells. I didn't know the tripod was that low. So we raised the tripod, we're back here. You're gonna have a lot of extra parts in that handbrake and shifter box. So don't be alarmed. Again, if you have a chassis already, you're gonna have some extra parts. So we got this, and the reason I opened it, because it was unlabeled. So this is gonna be the keyboard and mouse. This is my favorite, you know, little feature here, because how you gotta control the computer. So we'll have a nice place to put our Logitech keyboard on here. We've got our main keyboard mount. This part 3 is gonna be all about the hardware, whereas this is just about the accessories. We have a rail. So we got a rail here, And we do have instructions and a mouse pad. I'm sure it's going to fall during our installation. So let's open everything here. So we're gonna go ahead and put the keyboard mount onto the sim rig. So I've got my T-nut and I've got a 8x16 with a washer. My cap back on. All right, guys, so that is that simple. You know, the only thing that I would definitely want to add is a Stream Deck, it's called. It basically allows you to launch applications on a small, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. You basically have light up buttons that are binded to applications, like I said, of course, Content Manager, Discord, or however you want to, I mean, whatever you want to do, the possibilities are endless. It's really cool. You know, that would probably be the only thing I would personally keep doing. So we are going to be starting on the monitor mount. The monitor is separate of the chassis, and it rides on its own dedicated chassis itself, and it will have the PC tray and cable management system in it. So here are the legs. If you guys want a raw video, I'm giving it to you raw. WWFE, RCP, TNT, one. All right, same thing, guys. This is satin, so it's not gloss. The edges are very sharp, so be careful. Those are very, very sharp. We're gonna go ahead and let's do the feet first. So the feet are gonna stand, so the rails will stand like this, not like that, so straight up. We're gonna take our feet brackets here, and one side is threaded and one side isn't. And then we're gonna take our tall bars. We're gonna go ahead and, you guessed it, put some T-nuts in it. Man, these guys' cellophane wrap budget must be out of control. It's actually very calming to open this. I almost don't want to rip it. I just want to unwrap it like that. I think the satin and the gloss is going to drive some of our customers crazy, honestly, with the aesthetic. I really like the satin look. Satin looks way better. So here are our angle brackets. And if you guys didn't watch the last video, don't over torque these because they will explode. Next day, it's the morning. We're unfortunately missing some parts, so we're gonna go ahead and skip to, I believe there's only one more part after this, so this is gonna be our PC trays. There's our PC tray. I know I'm edging you guys with all the hardware that we showed you earlier, but you gotta stay true to the part 2. So the accessories are coming together. We've got one last box. We got one more box here. I'm getting excited here. I'm getting stoked. I think Mike just messaged me. He wants to sim. Well, so this is our last ESR box right here. This is it, the final boss. This might be our final form, who knows? So this is, let's see, it says it's a wire tray. The boxing and packaging from ESR. The new stuff, it seems like, is very top tier. Everything's protected. Everything's cellophane wrapped. If you guys know, 99% of powder coat is cellophane wrapped. I don't know where this goes, guys. So I'm gonna get my trusty little iPhone here and go on the website and see if there is a picture of where this thing goes. I'm going to assume, actually, you know what? Rule number 1 in business, never assume. All right, guys, so this is going to conclude part 2 of our ESR AX-160 accessory install. What have we added here? Let's go through it. We've got our keyboard and mouse mount that goes to the side of our steering rack. We have added the shifter and handbrake mounts to our rail system. And then, of course, we've got our monitor stand here with our PC tray and cable tray. You could probably get this done in about an hour, probably 45 minutes, honestly. This was really quick. Overall, so big note to make here, guys. All the accessories are finished in matte. So this is a satin matte black powder coat. We have different color combinations going on here. That's just a note to make for you guys to set that expectation. This is not made for this tray. So again, we Jimmy John'd it. And if you're gonna need to put your cables there once, and then the only way to service it is to take these nuts back out to do your cable management. So try and do it once, but yeah, if you gotta make a USB change, you're most likely gonna have to redo those nuts. Let's see, our last accessory here. You know, I did play my friend's fully set up sim with SIMAGIC. I was surprisingly slower, but I think setting it up to my standards, you know, my preferences on the brake pedal and pressure, I think I'm gonna be faster almost out the box. And again, we're gonna be doing a raw videotaping of that. So no editing on that, just jump right in. We're gonna see how those adjustments are gonna be made with that hardware, because part 3 is gonna be more about SIMAGIC more than anything. All right, guys, catch you then.
Several days later.
Test to test. So it feels like I haven't seen you guys for a hot minute. It's been 3 or 4 days now since I've been on camera. Just been tweaking the sim over there, but finally we've got one of our final parts for our Extreme Sim Racing AX-160, and it's gonna be the floor for the chassis. So as always, I haven't opened it. I don't know what's inside. Let's check it out. We're gonna go ahead and install it. Oh, cool. So Eduardo gave us some extra hardware. We've got some more T-clamps, T-nuts, and some 8x16s. The instructions for the floor are gonna be on the AX-160 manual, by the way, guys. So seeing as I've done everything now probably 3 times, I'm going to triple check those before I put this thing on. So we've got our 8x16s here. I've already put them in. This couldn't be more straightforward. 2 T-nuts on the left, and then I'll go to the right, and you're gonna do it all over again. I think that makes a massive difference. So there's the floor there, closes that gap, you know, just kind of lifeless gap I felt like. I think that adds a tremendous, you know, look and style to the sim itself. If you guys want to go the extra mile, you can PPF it or whatever, but it is gonna get, you know, it's probably gonna get scratched up, you know, depending what shoes you wear on it, and if you have a lot of, you know, if you're demoing it or a lot of people are playing it in your family or friends. So there's that. That's gonna conclude, you know, part 2 here. So we'll just go over it really quick. I don't know if I did. We've got the handbrake, shifter mount. We went ahead and put on the floor, and we did the keyboard bracket, and I showed you guys how to reassemble that to make it perfect. And then we built the TV stand here. And now it is time to make this all pretty. It's time to wire tuck all of this. And then what I was talking about, the hooks just screw into here on your extrusion, anywhere you want, so that we can hang the steering wheel, and then we can hang the headset as well.